Washte Mikolas, that means greetings, my friends in Lakota. I thought I'd start this video, the second official Campfire Council video, number 2. And I think I'll try to start all these off with the spiritual first. Remember I said seeking spiritual and run down the meltdown. First of all, let's talk a little bit about the white buffalo calf woman and the Chanunpa. And the Chanunpa, I did a video on this before, but I thought, why not do another one? The Chanunpa is the sacred pipe, or the pipe that pipe carriers, which is a special designation for a very holy person in tribal tradition, is a pipe carrier, and they pass the pipe around at Anipis, sweat lodge ceremonies, and just in general they offer prayer and ritual to Great Spirit. And I showed once how to do it, but I thought that I would show you again in this video, kind of update a video that I did. I might delete some of my older videos, so I'm going to replace them. Say the same thing basically. I have a little bit better technology now, so some of the older videos don't cut it with me, but I'll replace them. I'll do the same thing over, only now. What I wanted to talk about today was the white buffalo calf woman and the Chanunpa, and I have my pipe here, which is a sacred redstone pipe, okay? And it's called a Chanunpa, and this is it here. I'll get back to this in a minute. The story goes, the legend goes, it's not really a legend, it's truth, as far as we can tell. The white buffalo calf woman. There were 2 warriors out hunting one day from a tribe a long time ago in the Dakotas, probably Sioux, Lakota. And they were walking, they were hunting, they were in the wilderness, and they came upon a woman. They saw, first of all, they saw what looked like a mirage of somebody walking towards them. And this individual they saw walking towards them turned out to be a beautiful Indian maiden, and she had long black hair supposedly, and maybe dressed in white buckskins, just glowing all over, getting closer and closer, and the beauty was just indescribable. And when she approached, she had this bundle, and in the bundle was a pipe, the Chanunpa. But that wasn't revealed at first. She just walked up upon these 2 travelers or hunters, and one of them went, wow, what a beauty, and was very lustful in his mind, or wanted to be with her in a carnal way, and the other one was just kind of standing there like, wow, who's this, just overcome by her energy. And so the one that had lustful thoughts, or the one that was thinking about wanting to be with her in a carnal way, was starting to approach her, and this mist came up, or this fog and smoke or whatever, and when it blew away, all that was left was his bones. Now, some say this was a part of the story that the white man added later to be scary, to make them not pay so much attention to their ritual, but I don't know if that's true. It's a story that's been handed down a long time. Anyway, the other brave talked to the maiden and had a discussion with her, and he was quite taken back at what happened to his partner. And basically what she told him is that she wanted to visit the village and bring them a gift, okay? So this brave went back to the village, and he was just like, wow, you should have seen what happened. He was all excited, and they were like raising their eyebrows going, wonder what really happened here, because this doesn't sound too truthful. He said, yeah, but she's going to come and she's going to bring us a present. And so she came to this village just glowing her whole energy field, and she had this bundle with her, and inside the bundle was the Chanunpa, the sacred pipe. Now the sacred pipe is made from catanolite, which is a stone. It's a red stone, okay, and it comes from the Dakotas in quarries up there on sacred land, and the only way that you can get one is to contact somebody that either lives there or have them give it to you. I don't know if you can purchase them anymore, but the land is sacred, and this is called bloodstone, and I got this a while back, many years back, many years. And this is the bowl, and then when I got the bowl, I made a pipe stem, and I put the animals on there just like on the regular Chanunpa, and the spirits of the four directions you can see black, red, white, and yellow, which I talked about before. And when you insert this into the bowl, the stem into the bowl, it becomes like a coupling of the feminine and the masculine, or the yin and the yang. That's completion, okay? And also it represents the head of an individual, and the pipe, the smoke, and the spine. This part represents the medulla oblongata, or oblongata, however you say it, which is an energy center in the back of your head, which brings in prana and chi, which corresponds with the smoke that comes in here, because this is the connection to Great Spirit, and so is the crown chakra in this oblongata, which is connected to the pineal gland. So this is the esoteric explanation behind the Chanunpa. And this is what she gave, the white buffalo calf woman gave to the tribe way back when. And when you do ritual with this, you put an herb in here, sweetgrass, tobacco, wild tobacco, which was here long before the white man, and was used in reverence only for ritual, occasional and occasional enjoyment, enjoyable smoke, sweetgrass, and any other kind of herb that you might like. So what you do is you mix these herbs together, and you put them in the pipe, and for each time that you put a little pinch of the herbs in the pipe, you say, grandfather, there is a place in this pipe for you. You put another pinch and you say, grandmother, there is a place in this pipe for you. And you go through the spirit of the four directions, Sapa, Luta, Gi, Ogaga, Ska, and each time you say there is a place in this pipe for you. And then you light it, okay? You light it, and you puff on it, and you blow the smoke up to heaven, and that smoke is what carries your prayer, just like the hawk carries your prayer. This is the ritual for smoking the Chanunpa, and it's used in the sweat lodge, like I say, and it's used in council, and it's a sacrament, and it's sacred, okay? And I don't take this out too often. just on special occasions and for prayer and ritual and things of that nature. So anyway, this was given to them for this purpose from the white buffalo calf woman, to offer and beseech grandfather and grandmother in the spirit of the four directions for help and to connect with them. Now, they took the bundle and they received the bundle, and that bundle is with us today. It was passed down from generation to generation to generation to generation in the Lakota people's tradition. And there is always somebody that is carrying the bundle, they call it. And it's still there to this day, and it's like really falling apart, and it's getting old, okay? And it's falling apart, and it's basically still there, but it really needs to be kept an eye on. And there's been controversy over who should be watching it, and I don't think there's any now, but there has been in the past. As always, there's controversy over what family, what lineage, but it's still there. That's the main thing. Now, I won't even go into the white buffalo calf, which the white buffalo calf woman is named after, although there has been several appearances of the white buffalo calf being born, which is a rarity. But anyway, they accepted the pipe, and it continued to be a tradition, ancient tradition in the tribal people's teachings. So I thought you should know that. Might not have covered every detail, but I think I pretty much covered every detail. Also, they used tobacco for other things besides putting in the pipe, like they would sprinkle tobacco on an animal that had died to make sure that its passage to heaven, or to the, not heaven, but to the spirit world, would be safe. So I thought I'd talk a little bit about that, and then now that's the spiritual part, seeking spirit, and that's another. I talked about the spirit of the four directions, and that kind of goes right along, because you offer it, when you smoke it, you offer it to grandmother and grandfather and the spirit of the four directions. And sometimes you'll hold the pipe up with your right or left arm and beseech Great Spirit. And you bless a pipe too. I didn't cover that. I should probably cover that. But you bless a pipe if it's never been smoked before by holding sage underneath the bowl and letting it go up into the mouth of the pipe. That's how you bless a pipe, and you say certain words. And to be a pipe carrier, you're not always chosen. Sometimes it just comes to you. You know that you're a pipe carrier. Just like you know you're a Wakasa Wakan, which is a holy man. Wakan meaning holy, Wakasa meaning man. Wakasa Wakan. And most of this stuff that I learned, I put up on our site too, that you people can check out. Fool's Crow is there, and John Fire Lame Deer. Archie Lame Deer was his son, who wrote a lot of things, and I learned some stuff from him. But I really suggest that you read Lame Deer, Seeker of Visions, and the book Fool's Crow. It's just called Fool's Crow. I know Leonard Erdos, I think, wrote Lame Deer, Seeker of Visions. It's a comical book, but it's a serious book. And it's a must read, because I've often talked about how Lame Deer said you have to see both sides of the coin or the hill or whatever. You have to be a sinner before you can be a saint, and he certainly was. He was kind of wild in his youth, but then he was picked to be a pipe carrier and a heyoka. He went through several stages. We'll cover the heyoka later. Before he settled down, when he settled down, he took this very seriously. So that would be some good books would be Lame Deer Seeger Visions, Fool's Crow, and Black Elk's explanation of the pipe, which is far better than mine. I learned from all these people and practiced the tradition that they taught, these three people, the ones that were accessible to me on some level. Now, second order of business here is I wanted to thank Fozzie for putting up that video, which is a 3-hour video but I encourage people to watch and get out of it what they can. There's a lot of good stuff in there that I've talked about. I'm not beating my own drum here. It's just, to me, it was like, yeah, that feels good to have a confirmation of what I've been talking about, which is it's all about energy, mind over matter, the holographic universe, Carl Jung, everything is an illusion, nothing is solid. All these things I've talked about before, one right after the other in my videos. And so it makes me feel good. That's nice to have. Who needs my videos? No, just kidding. There will always be the way Thunder presents it, which is a little bit more simplified, but it's deep because I present it in a simple manner so everybody can understand and they don't have to watch a 3-hour video, although I recommend you watch that. Geez, by the time you get done watching all my videos, it's more than 3 hours. So the other order of business for all the members here is that it looks like it's going to be myself and Natalie Burr and Fozzie as the people that are going to comprise the board members of the Campfire Council. And also I will be making either one or both of them moderators on the Campfire Council site so that when I'm not around they can answer questions or check it out for trolls. Make sure no trolls come on there and try to disrupt the unity here. So that's an order of business that has been taken care of. And we're also working on, I talked with Natalie today, and she's going to help me work on the legal matters if they need to be worked on. I'm still researching it into changing it over from a 501(c) Campfire Council to a religious order. And we don't use the term religious, we use the term sacred, but they use the term religious. So that's what we'll use. And so I see that some new people have joined. Welcome to you all. And we're all kindred here, and we all believe in the same thing, which is love. Love is basically what we all try to practice here, in compassion for our fellow man, and talking about different planetary issues and worldly issues, but not becoming so attached to them that we become over anxious, or we see it for what it is. We see the big picture. Okay. We see the whole big picture like a hawk's eye view, like I talked about before. And we will talk about things that we want to talk about under the guise of freedom of worship. And that's what it is, because we worship Great Spirit, and Great Spirit, the pervading force of the universe, the supreme intelligence, like is in that video, explains it. And it's nice too, because they, like I said, they have Jung in there, and I've talked about Jung many times, the great psychoanalyst. So it's nice to like review all the videos, and if you can't, that video is kind of long, if you can't watch it all at once, watch it little bits at a time, 10 minutes here, 15 minutes there. Get out of it what you can. Let's see if I have anything else here I want to cover on the rundown of the meltdown. Looks like, you know, basically pretty much the thing in Ukraine is going back and forth. The Minsk agreements are out because they both sides violated the ceasefire. Only the Ukrainian side actually is the one that violated it, because they kept lobbing rockets into Donetsk and Luhansk in that southeast region of Ukraine, and they're trying to provoke a war with Russia. That's what they're trying to do. And the next thing they knew is they'll go after Crimea. If they go after Crimea, party over. Russia won't have that. Trust me. And I watched a couple of videos of frontline videos of these people in the southeast, and there's all kinds of people, older people, women, gearing up and joining the forces there. And these people are like real. They're not like recruited. These people are volunteering on their own, going out and putting their lives on the line, and the camaraderie in there just brought tears to my eyes. It brought, yeah. I watched a half-hour video of them doing a recon mission, getting shot at by snipers and all kinds of things, trying to protect their land and lives and region from basically the West, because the West is who is supporting Kiev. I hear Poroshenko might go down. I hear he might be replaced because he isn't quite towing the party line with the West. He's not the perfect puppet. He's not the perfect puppet. He got out of line a little bit. He might have talked about peace, even if he really didn't mean it. They don't even want him talking about it. I mean, they don't want him talking to Putin. They don't want him. Meanwhile, scores of other people are waking up on this accord over there with the EU and all that. They're starting to... Yemen fell. That's another thing. There was a puppet state in there, and that fell. We'll see what happens with that, but they'll probably go right in there and put another puppet state in the West, or maybe not. Maybe it'll get blocked somehow. All kinds of changes in the financial situation, with the euro going into supreme money printing, and some people over there are digging it, some aren't. It's really, there's really a divisive thing going on right now. The other thing that's getting in gear is the not using the dollar anymore for purchasing oil and that type of thing, goods, services. The BRICS nations are banding together. So it looks like basically everything is pretty much the same. Situation normal, all frigged up, okay? That's basically what's happening. And it just seems to be intensifying. But again, this is, if we look at this, let's look at this from a spiritual point of view, always. From the Campfire Council point of view. As a council, we would sit around and go, yeah, all this stuff is happening. in the world, and we're seeing it and we're aware of it. And we'll inform others about it if they want to be informed, or if we feel that they're a kindred soul and they want to join this community, so that we can band together, band together, and try to make a difference with our consciousness. Okay, and the more people that we can get in here, the more difference we can make. Because there's power in numbers. And if you watch that video that Fozzie put up, we're all connected. It verifies the all my relations thing that the tribal people believe, and how we're all connected and how we're all energy, and how there's a intelligent plan here with this whole thing. So what we need to do is we need to tap into that. And that's why we're here, is to tap into that. And we're also here to de-brainwash ourselves. Like I've said many, many times, we're all products of conditioning, societal conditioning. That's what that video that Fozzie put up said. And I've even made the statement, why do lizards grow new tails? Because nobody told them they couldn't. Okay? Nobody told them they couldn't. How do we know we couldn't grow a new limb? Actually, there's been reports of people doing that. How do we know we can't live to be as old as Methuselah? Actually, there's been reports of people living into the hundreds. Yogis. So this is all mind over matter, okay? And I like the point they made in there about mind comes first. Matter doesn't control mind, mind controls matter. And spirit controls mind. And so we have to, I have always talked about these tiers of consciousness that we have to approach by going within. And we will have classes on meditation, and we will have videos on different meditation techniques. Fozzie's going to put up some more stuff. I'll put up some stuff. I'll do my videos. But we're all going to come in on this metaphysical level, this metaphysical spiritual level that affects the physical, the gross manifestation of who we are as beings on this planet, and part of the supreme consciousness or the supreme intelligence. Wakantanka, Tunkashila, okay, grandfather, grandmother, Sapa Luta Gi Ogagaska, Spirit of the Four Directions, we honor you. So everything that I've talked about, I've received from a shamanistic source or a higher source, okay? In other words, from people that are teachers like Frank Foolscrow and people like that, and from connecting to spirit through different techniques that I've learned, and just kind of being naturally disposed to that since I was a kid. Receiving, opening the crown chakras, the crown chakra and other chakras, the energy centers on the body, doing Zen meditation, doing Kriya meditation, movement of the energy, opening that door, like the Hopi said, to the top of your head. And again, all this stuff that's happening in the world around us is an illusion. So if we, as wisdom keepers, can raise our consciousness through all kinds of different means, Tantra yoga, regular yoga, all kinds of spiritual practices and ritual, If nothing else, it'll make us feel unified and good as a community. And that's what it's all about, isn't it? I guess I'll leave it there today. I just wanted to get out another episode or topic. I'm calling them topics, so it'll be Campfire Council Topic 2. This will be the Chanunpa. But there will always be other information that I include on world affairs or whatever, and I'll do them as I think we need to, but we can do a lot of communication on our community website now. We can post things, we can talk to one another. And remember, anybody can always talk to me through Gmail, because I can call anybody through Gmail through this microphone for free. I don't know if it'll go all over the world. Also, I'd like to see Down to Earth, if you're listening, and Fanny to join up with this community. We'd like to have you, because you've been contributing on here. Some people have left. One person left, and they came in maybe expecting something else, and that person to me seemed like a nice person. It's just some people have issues that if they can't tell us about what the issue is, then we can't help them, can we? And we always have to try to help people understand, come from the heart, and have compassion, because isn't that one of the main commands in the world today from all different kinds of divine sources and all different kinds of religion, is that just like in the Bible, you have the parable of the Good Samaritan, and in all different things, in the tribal, you have the giveaway and the helping of, the clenching of hands. This is our handshake, by the way. This is the handshake. It's not this. It's this slipping into grabbing each other's forearm. Okay, it's a tighter bond. So if we ever meet each other, Thunder will be shaking your hand like this. He will be connecting his energy field with yours through this motion here. Okay, I call it the handshake. The Bahana, the Hopi, the secret handshake, whatever. Because they looked for that. They're still looking for it. So I'll leave it there today. Love all you people. Glad that there's some activity on the site. Let's keep telling people about this, and let's because I'm not sure Google doesn't stifle stuff either. We don't know. So we have to do this on a share basis, each one of us, and talk to people in our community on the internet or off, and say, hey, this is what we got going. It's a really good thing. It feels good. It's not organized religion. It's a sacred society, community that'll work under those auspices. So anyway, I'll leave it there today, and I'll just say, vaya con Dios, go with God, Goddess, all that is. Connect with Great Spirit, walk the red road, and bless you. This is Thunder. I'm out of here. Adios.